Tommy Marr,
otherwise known as the Maverick Soul.
and I am live in the Madhouse
For my show, Maverick Soul Hour.
Come and join us. It's the place to be.
Right here on Madhouse TV, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we will put you out to the entire world.
You got that right.
Watch Legal Straight Talk right here on Long Island Public Access, Channel 20.
Why are you playing with your toys?
I wanted Madhouse TV.
Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Welcome to tonight's new edition of The Filmmaker Show. And before we bring our incredible guest out tonight, I want to say hello to my wife, because I have to. Hello.
Hello, husband.
Hello.
Hello.
Now we got that straight. You know, my wife's with me tonight. Lots of little things are happening here at Madhouse TV. All our shows are becoming upgraded. And for example, the Long Island View, which I proudly produce with Madhouse for Channel 20, will start shooting at the Mousetrap Restaurant Cafe, which is in Amityville, somewhere around February or March. So start looking for brand new sets with audiences, and that's going to be really exciting. Our show, the Filmmaker Show, will be getting a new set of ending titles. Not just to change that, but originally, if you all recall, this was the Long Island Filmmaker Show. And when it was handed over to me from Long Island Cable and a wonderful man by the name of Greg Pacino, things had to change because other people were picking up our show. And proudly, we're seen not just globally on the internet, but several other channels around the United States who've picked us up. So obviously, we couldn't keep Long Island. We had to go moving forward with The Filmmaker Show. Well, our ending titles, they still reflect that as respect to Greg, but now that's going to be changing too. Additionally, all our titles have people in them, and they will now get closing credits, like my friend Alana Phillips, who better be watching me right now. Other than that, I want to introduce a holistic health coach. Her name is Miss Amy Salmon. Amy, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
So, are you scared or what?
I'm good. I'm good.
She was really shaking before. But so, Michelle, hit her with the first question. We want to know all about you and what, and we're going to hit you with the first question. But tell us a little bit about yourself first.
How long have you been a nutritionist?
Well, I think the question would have come after her announcement.
If you don't like my questions, ask them yourself.
No, that's not the point.
I love it. Family Feud.
More like Jimmy Kimmel, but it's fun. No,
Go for it.
Why don't you tell us about yourself first, and then start with the first question, my dear? I still got my
Oh,
Scrooge
okay.
voice. Go ahead.
Sure. So I'm the founder and holistic health coach of the Wellness Map, and I created this company from my passion and mission to share the gift of health.
Wow. Wow. And more wow. So what are you, like 19 years old or something now? Or?
Yes, no, 18, but who's counting?
Who's counting? Right? Now, Michelle, presentation of the first question.
Oh, now I can ask,
That's well
how
said.
did you get into being a nutritionist?
Yeah, so this goes back a while for me, and my story is really dear to my heart. I was sick at a very young age from a traumatic experience in my life at 10 years old, and I suffered debilitating stomach issues. And I had no idea that this was due to stress. So I went through most of my adult life being sick and thought that I just had to live like this. So after I graduated college, the symptoms got worse, and doctors were really unable to help me, and life became unmanageable. I then moved into the city and started my life in corporate America, and as you can imagine, stress took on a whole new meaning for me.
Sure.
So later in life, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and still unable to get concrete results from my doctors, I decided to ultimately become my own patient and take my health into my own hands.
Wow, that's good.
Thank you. I'm
awesome.
happy to report that I now live symptom-free.
That's awesome.
And it was incredibly amazing to me to be able to do this for myself, and empowering as well.
How many years did you work in corporate America?
20.
20. So she's not 19. Okay, you're 19. Anyway, having said that, I want to ask you on behalf of so many people, there's so many viewers, and this time of the year is so apropos because we're like sloshed for the last, since Thanksgiving to Christmas. Even I gained a few pounds, slightly, but people want to go back to where they were. I think they yen for it. And right after Christmas, I know myself, not only am I a great Scrooge, but I actually can't stand the holidays. I really hate them. But once they're over, it's like, oh my God, now here comes the summer, and you only have a certain amount of time. But that's not the best way to look at it. The best way is little by little, as you were explaining before. So explain to the audience, what's a good way of looking at this time of the year and looking ahead to where you know you want to be a little more.
There are so many commercials on TV now about diets.
Of course.
And,
Right.
Getting to the diet, getting to the gym. What is your approach?
That's. I think that was all summed up very well.
Sure.
Thank you.
So it's true, like you were saying, the average weight gain from Thanksgiving to New Year's is anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds.
Sure.
And the number one goal right now is weight loss, and that's why we see all these commercials, as you were just saying. So I like to say that getting healthier can be really simple, and it can be as simple as one simple change at a time. We take these all or nothing approaches. So we sign up for these really fancy diet plans and these expensive gyms, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves that we're unable to manage these diets because they're either too restrictive, and we're not able to get to the gym in the morning, or we don't have the time after work, and all of a sudden our best intentions go by the wayside.
Right, and it happens to so many people.
Yes.
So your approach, using your fancy word, dear,
Right,
is what?
one simple step.
And explain that.
So if you can think about making one small change at a time, and that can either be daily, weekly, or monthly, all of a sudden these small changes become healthy habits.
What are some examples of changes that some of your clients have done?
So I often hear we're in a world where we're eating so much processed food.
Right.
So that's a big one, right? Most of us just do not get enough fruits and vegetables into our diet. So make a goal to be whole. So really think about implementing whole foods into your diet. So maybe think about adding a salad to your lunch every day. Really add a ton of colorful vegetables to your plate then add some lean protein for fuel and a healthy fat to keep you full. So that might be one change that you might think of implementing. And if you do that on a daily basis, all of a sudden you start to crave these healthy foods.
And that's interesting because having gone up and down in my life a lot, that's exactly how I feel about it. But let's take the normal person. Here comes their thing. I really want to lose this holiday weight, someone would say. Not me, but someone would say. And so they go on their goals. But the first thing they do every morning is they got to drive up to 7-Eleven on Lockfield Road, grab their coffee. They put in the hazelnut with the hazelnut creamer, which is processed chemicals and all these things. And that's the way they get their day going. So how do you change? I mean, there's some things you got to put up front so you say to yourself, okay, these things have to change because it's like a charge card. The more you use your charge card, the higher it goes, and sooner or later you can only do a minimum. And the idea is to go, in my opinion, after that, pass it and bring it down. And that would be the same with the food. Bring down the bad and bring in the healthy, little by little by little, as you're saying. So give me an idea how do you make that first set of changes? Where's your traction come from?
Well, I look at it as, instead of creating lists of restrictions, because as soon as you tell people no, they want it more.
Sure.
I say add in the healthier habits, because when you start adding in the healthier habits, you automatically crowd out the unhealthy habits. So if someone is going to the 7-Eleven and they have the coffee with the processed creamers and things like that, maybe they wake up and they start their day with a warm lemon water or apple cider vinegar in their water, which is really cleansing and detoxifying.
That's a great idea. Apple cider vinegar in the water to start in, as opposed to the lemon water. What's better, the lemon
Well,
water?
they're both great. They're both really help detoxify the body. So if you start with that type of hydration in the body, then you've added in something healthy. So yes, maybe you've still had the coffee, but at least you've hydrated your body first thing in the morning.
That's a great thing to say. So guys, you don't have to lose that coffee right away. I know as the warmer weather comes in, people tend to shed the food. At least I do. And it's sort of like a situation. But you just gave everybody a fantastic tip. Have that first. And maybe the easiest thing to do is go to the next lower level, or the smaller cup, until you kind of wean yourself off of it. But that's a great idea, the apple cider vinegar and
I love it.
the lemon water.
And Bragg's is an amazing choice. And
Yes.
make sure it has the mother on it, because you want to get
Make
those
sure you
extra
write that down,
enzymes.
please.
We already have it in the house. Then.
Okay, good.
Fantastic. But I do believe when you add healthier options in, it crowds out the unhealthier things out. You'll start to crave healthier things. That's what will ultimately happen. But so we don't want to come up with lists of restrictions. We want to add in healthier options
crowd it out.
and then crowd out the unhealthy
I want to take
choices.
a second out and say that you, from what I understand of your background, you do health shows, if I could say it in the best
Thank
way
you.
of putting. You do, is it like a trade show? Or tell me about some of the shows that you put out and really do help people with it, by the way.
So I do live events,
Live events, okay.
in the city, and they are free. So the next one I'm doing is on January 12th, and it is a detox event.
Nice. And where is that?
Is it part of a larger event? Or
No.
is
No, it's at Rockefeller University on 63rd in York, and it's all about cleaning up after the holidays. So I'm hosting it, and I use the word detox, but it's really about adding whole foods into your diet. So it's not about drinking cayenne pepper water or anything like that. It's really putting healthy whole foods back into your diet and eliminating toxins from your body with whole foods.
That's interesting. You mentioned the cayenne pepper with the lemon and what is it? The not honey, but it's the other one. The agave.
Yes.
People do that. Why do they do that? I did it because I was told to do it. But why do you do that?
Well, people do it because they want to lose weight fast. Now, I have no problem if somebody wants to juice as a breakfast replacement or as a snack replacement, but to replace all your meals, and if you want to do a juice cleanse for a couple of days to jumpstart your weight loss, no problem. But ultimately, people tend to gain the weight back, and then they gain even more weight. You can detoxify and cleanse the body with whole foods just the same, which is what I recommend.
And judging from you, you practice from what you preach,
I do.
which I think is very, very important because you are the poster child for you as the worker who does this, which is amazing.
Thanks.
So if a person came to you, what would their intake process look like?
So everybody is unique. I really create personalized roadmaps to health. So I look at each individual and look at their unique lifestyle, body, preferences, and goals. There is no one size fits all at the wellness map.
So you kind of help to design for them the foods that they should be eating.
Not only the foods, but lifestyle choices. Both are incredibly important, and both feed us in different ways. So we have to understand that our careers feed us, our personal relationships, our spiritual awareness, as well as physical activity. If you're so stressed out at your job and that's causing you to overeat, all the chicken and broccoli in the world is not going to save you. So we really need to understand the underlying causes of each individual's behavior. So I look at all of it and look at all areas of your life and how it affects your health as a whole.
So you kind of keep notes on every individual client, from what I gather. And how you do it is based on, I guess, your first meeting. You probably interview them. This is the intake process, I guess, that you're referring to. And then suddenly you sit down and you map them out. I love the way she used colorful words, by the way. And you map out for health where they have to go. And that seems to be so down to earth because right now we're being flooded by, okay, there's a shake and a this and a that, and you're guaranteed to lose weight. And you know what? It's just not going to stay there. Sooner or later, you're going to want more. Yeah, I remember doing
A lot of the shakes have a lot of chemicals in them too.
Yeah.
They're not healthy to be putting into your body.
Right.
And I think you were saying before that when you eat chemicals, the body doesn't know what to do with the chemicals.
Doesn't break them down, right.
So they don't get broken down.
I say, speak a language that your body understands. Our body doesn't understand chemicalized processed foods. Our body understands whole foods. So I'm all about eating whole foods. That's all I put into my body. I don't eat processed foods.
And so let me ask you things like pasta and things that are made up. They're not really foods. They're made. So tell me about your feeling on it. There's a lot of Italians watching this show.
I want to watch the show. I want to know to eat.
Again, I don't create lists of restrictions. I'm all about freedom, flexibility, fun. So this is not about what you can't do. It's about what you can do. So I have no problem eating pastas for my Italian friends, not at all. It's really what works for each person, and there is no issue with having some pasta. I'm all about, though, whole grains, so maybe you choose a whole wheat pasta.
Or
gluten-free. Gluten-free, I'm all about gluten-free.
Is gluten-free real? What is this gluten thing? My friend Cheryl Dobbins, who's timing us over there, she's like all about this gluten-free thing, you know, which drives me completely crazy because now we got to find a gluten-free shop somewhere in Huntington to work. But tell me about gluten-free.
Well, I'm gluten-free. I have an autoimmune disease, so I suffer from an inflammatory disease, and gluten does cause inflammation in the body. So
what is gluten? What is gluten?
So gluten is found in, it's a protein that's found in wheat, barley, rye, and it does cause inflammation in the body. And you'll notice that it can be, even if you don't have celiac disease, which it's most commonly known, right? But a lot of us have gluten intolerance. And so for me, or for many of us, if you notice that you suffer from headaches or migraines or brain fogginess or bloating, distension, gas, diarrhea, many different things, you may have gluten intolerance. And
that's interesting to know.
Right. So a lot of us do. A lot of us don't digest it well. So not everybody has to be gluten-free, but I am, and it's worked wonders on my body.
What about people with the diverticulitis situation, all these other things in real life that get bloated, and they'll eat something where they look like they ate a bus, and it's ready to be. You're laughing at me back there. Good.
I'm laughing at you over here.
They all laugh at me. Don't ask me why. But things like that. How do you deal with that? I mean, what kind of a diet do you have to be on not to bloat yourself? That's a good question.
Well, again, it's the easiest way to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you is by doing an elimination diet. Unless you've been tested and you know exactly what you may or may not have allergies to, you can do an elimination diet, and the most common allergens are gluten, dairy, soy, corn, eggs. A lot of these people have reactions to. So if you remove them from your diet for a couple of weeks, a month is ideal, and then slowly introduce them back, you'll know because your body speaks to you. So you'll have a reaction. It's quite simple. If I eat gluten,
I've recommended that to parents of children that I work with.
yes.
And there's the whole rotation diet, I think is what you're talking about. And it's been very useful.
Absolutely.
But the typical medical professions say that there's no weight to any of that at all. And
Well, there is.
Yeah, I'm thinking there is.
I'm all about alternative medicine. Yeah.
And obviously I am too. I mean, my brain fogginess, my headaches, my joint pain, all of it went away when I eliminated the gluten and dairy from my diet.
I'm liking what she's saying big time, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to this woman. Speaking of listening to you, how do they find you if they want you?
Sure. So you can find me I'm at www.thewellnessmap.org.
Thewellnessmap.org.
You did it right.
Thewellnessmap.org.
Wellness.org. Let me just say that one more time properly.
And again, we're listening to Amy Salmon.
Wait a minute. You were listening to me. Wellnessmap.org for Amy Salmon. Okay. And that's important. I think people really need to get on board with what you're saying because I'll be really honest with you, it's down to earth. And, you know, I myself, you know, can understand totally when you're putting chemicals in you, and I'm guilty. I'm the one going to Larkfield Road 7-Eleven in the morning. I love that. You know, I get my hug and I get my coffee all at once. And I get a free coffee every 7 coffees. That's a wonderful place. But anyway.
And I'm always telling him that he's got to watch eating all that processed stuff.
Let me ask you something. I was told.
I told my father too.
Father, did you hear that?
That's right. No more artificial sweeteners.
No more.
Yes.
But they told me even replace coffee with tea, and I don't really like tea. It's like too much to make. Probably have Asperger's, I'm thinking, or hamburgers, or one of those burgers. And so what happens is
A Meister burger.
A Meister burger, they're all there. Yeah, because here's the deal. Coffee's instant. You like sound effects? But tea is like. Then you drink it, and because there's nothing cooling, ow, my mouth! I hate that.
You can put milk in it.
No, I don't like milk in tea. It just kind of looks weird. Then it says, I'm imitation coffee, hello. And I go, no, you're not, liar, get out.
Imitation coffee.
It's so funny. You know, my body speaks to me too, but we've been arguing.
That's
so
right.
bad
That's
lately.
right.
We've been arguing.
You're in a dysfunctional relationship.
It's worse than that. My body wants to leave, it says. No, you can't go. It'll be like a head sitting on a mantle.
Yeah.
No good. What are you laughing at? Because you know exactly where the mantle is going. I knew it. Guys are in cahoots with each other. So the wellnessmap.org.
Correct.
Excuse me. And we can
You
find
sure you don't want some tea?
I don't want any tea. So we can find Amy Salmon there, and you will be able to create a roadmap for people when they come to talk to you.
Correct.
And that's pretty good. And you also do the wellness show. So you're really a good human being. I'm getting the feeling.
I think so. I like to think so.
Yeah. I just think you're just like a good, helpful person that wants to, you know, I guess really impart your success is how I'm seeing it with you to other people who have issues that really may not be able to establish a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, I just really want to inspire healthy living within others.
What I like about it is it's individualized for the person.
Yeah.
It's not a cookie cutter kind of thing.
Right.
Agreed.
And it shouldn't be.
No, and that's true. That is true. So what other helpful hints do we have before the end of the show in a few moments? She's like, oh, it really did go fast, didn't it?
What other helpful hints? I mean, I think if you think of health also, the first thing when you wake up in the morning, it's not the first meal you have, it's the first thought you put into your mind. So it's a real mind-body connection.
Wow.
And I love that because I implemented meditation into my life. That was one of my big lifestyle changes.
That's awesome.
And it has changed everything for me. So if you really think as soon as that alarm goes off, what affirmations do you speak to yourself? Are you are you someone who gets out of bed and thinks, wow, this is going to be a great day, or this is Monday and it's going to be awful? We really, really can change our day with one positive thought. So I would encourage everyone to understand that the thoughts we feed our mind, what do you feed yourself when you first wake up in the morning? Because it's incredibly powerful.
Excellent advice. And with that advice, I got to get ready to go. So here's the deal. If you're watching us on Madhouse TV, stick around. We got another show right now with iTunes Radio's Lisa Polizzi and Nick. Of course, we tease each other. It's going to be a funny show. But if you're watching us on Channel 20 and has made it that far, then we'll see you next week. So, guys, audience, get it straight. You got homework here. On the other hand, speaking of getting things straight, Tom Mealy, Vicky Mealy, Janine Zarilli, and Tommy Marr putting together a great new place that we're all going to be hanging out with. You'll all see us. We'll be shooting the Long Island View there. It's called Mousetrap. It's opening up somewhere in the late winter, early spring. I say around February, more like around Valentine's Day, more or less like that. We'll want you to do that. And with that, I'm Jerry Parisi. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you to all my friends. And starting next week, you're going to see yourself on your credits with the names, even in the openers. We'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.
Tommy Marr, otherwise known as the Maverick Soul, and I am live in the Madhouse for my show, Maverick Soul Hour. Come and join us. It's the place to be. Right here on Madhouse TV, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we will put you out to the entire world. You got that right.
Watch Legal Straight Talk right here on Long Island Public Access, Channel 20.
Why are you playing with your toys?
I wanted Madhousetv.
Hi guys, Jerry Parisi here, and I just wanted to welcome you back tonight to Madhouse TV. And I happen to notice the titles, so at this very second, if it happened to say Amy Salmon, it's not. Now we've got Lisa Polisi with us, who with the hothead is here too. They are radio personalities at iTunesUSA.com, which is Madhouse TV's radio show. Now, why all this great stuff about Madhouse? Because in 2016, shows are going to be taken to another level, and I'm very proud of that. So for Legal Straight Talk, we'll have The Woman on the Street, and Jackie DeSimone will be doing that, along with me as we ask people legal questions to present to the different disciplines of law. And of course, the Long Island View will be shot in the new Mousetrap Cafe restaurant that's opening somewhere around February. I'm really proud of that because that's going to be an audience-driven show with amazing acts and talented people. Wait till you see that. The Filmmaker Show, like what you're on right now, well, we're going to be changing our closing titles. And why? Because number one, we're going to be doing things in New York City, like inside the Screen Actors Guild. Next week, Deborah Markowitz from the Nassau County Film Commission will be with us. And not only that, it goes to other places. So Long Island sort of is not where it's going to be. And our closing titles were created way back when the show was the Long Island Filmmakers. Now, before I get too crazy, I'm going to have to let the crazier people make me look sane. Ladies and gentlemen, from Madhouse TV's iTunesUSA.com, we have Lisa Polisi and Nick Roselli, the hothead. And I said your name's right.
Yes.
That's great.
It's remarkable.
And you also have a co-host.
Yeah. Well,
that you neglected
oh
to
my
announce.
God, I forgot I have Michelle Parisi here. And over there making fun of me is Tom Mealy right now.
It just happens to be your wife, right?
He just had
wife, not Tom.
Oh, Tom's my wife? I'm going to look for my receipt to take him right back. I'm not keeping Tom Mealy.
Well, thanks, Jerry.
All right, so welcome to the show, guys.
We're delighted.
And not only that, you're funny, you're on the radio, you make me look sane. I'm glad he makes me look sane.
Yeah, we're pretty edgy.
Are you? I want to ask you a very important question because I ask this question all the time.
Right.
But now I won't look stupid asking it. Do you put out applications for threesomes, 4, 5, all the way to 11?
No, I'm past that now.
You're like 12, 13?
You grew up.
We're just into full frontal orgy.
Nice!
Crazy. You know, there's no limit on it. You know, it's just the whole football team.
The whole football team. That's like the whole 9 yards.
It's the whole 9 yards.
Which, by the way, is the name of the song for Legal Straight Talk.
And it's still 1 yard short of a first down.
Look at that. And now, Lisa, you are going to be singing for us because we rave about your voice all the time. But the problem was, I didn't get enough of a hug. In fact, you're too far away to hug me.
Oh.
So later you'll have to hug me. All right. So tell me about you guys and your radio show here at Madhouse TV's iTunesUSA.com.
You explain it because it's
Okay.
a process.
All right.
Well, I remember when they first started it. A friend of mine used to host a show here. His name was Earl. Nice to listen into that one. And I don't know what happened there, but but then sometime later, Tom said, would you want to do a radio show? And yeah, I sat on the idea a bit. I didn't really get back to him right away. I need to think, is this something I'm right for? Do I want to do this? And I was like, so I wrote him. I was like, you know what? Is that offer still open to do the radio show? And I said, can I have a co-host?
Uh-huh.
Which is definitely needed because I'm pretty quiet.
No, you're blasty and exciting
I'm not
in
a
real
take
life.
charge kind of gal.
Oh, I don't know. Now, what brought you here? She?
Yeah.
She?
How did you pick him to be your co-host?
He's a musician, so I know him
Okay.
from going to the open jams and stuff, and I go to his gigs and he goes to my gigs, and just
And
his
we're gigging back and forth.
and just his personality,
And what instrument do you play?
Acoustic guitar.
That I could see you as a musician, but I've never seen you as a musician.
Just go on YouTube
he's
and you can
crazy.
see the crazy.
I don't have time to look at the TV shows I'm in, like The Americans and some of the others. I'm going to look on YouTube for you. Come
Just YouTube. Just put the hothead in and you'll see me going nuts.
How did you get the name The
Yeah.
Hothead?
It's interesting that you say that.
on. Well, why not? It seemed like a natural question.
Does it have anything to do with rabbits?
Nothing to do with Wabbits. It had
Okay.
to do with a bar in Coram who had us there. And a lot of bar owners really don't know what they're doing.
Wow.
When it comes
you
to,
bar owners, damn it.
when it comes to food and restaurant
Yeah,
business, they
what's
know
wrong
what
with
they're
you?
doing. But when it comes to entertainment, they really have no clue.
No.
And what they did is they sat someone where we set up at 8:30 and we go on at 9. So we're ready to set up at 15 minutes before that, which would be 8:15. and they put someone in our spot. And I went ballistic. A bartender and percussionist in our band was there, and he penned me, the hothead, because I called the owner's wife a blithering idiot for putting
That blithering idiot.
the blithering idiot. And so I was penned, the hothead, that night.
And it stuck.
And it stuck.
So how long ago was this?
That was
5 minutes.
18 years ago.
18
Wow,
years ago.
So you've been a hothead for a long
I've been a
time
hothead
now.
for a long
I
time.
thought you were like 17 years old when I first saw you.
Oh,
Except
no.
that you dyed your hair gray like all
Yes,
the
and it
teenagers
grew
today.
a tad.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody's going silver these days with the hair color.
Well, I have no choice.
Not
I'm
me.
going-
This is dyed brown every 2.5
Yes,
weeks.
I know, but I'm natural and I'm going Fox,
It's pretty.
I see. You're going after Fox.
silver.
I get it.
So okay, so you guys came together
Yes.
Nice.
to do this radio show.
Hold it. Let's
Yeah.
like this.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, he does
And-
sound effects.
Could you do that one more time? Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. So how do you guys balance out each other?
There
and
is
what
no
is-
balance.
what is
The
the-
Honey,
hothead
that's a
has
very
no
personal
balance.
question.
There's
What if
no-
they ask us how we balance ourselves?
I've been
I would give
referred
a
to like the
hot-headed
Robin
answer.
Givens of this thing, so I
Yeah.
guess I'm like Robin Givens and he's Howard Stern.
Yeah, that's kind of, we are a good balance because I know Lisa doesn't speak much, so I will always, catch it and, I have a clock in my head that's 30 seconds, Lisa hasn't talked. 30 seconds, Lisa hasn't talked. 30 seconds. Lisa. So I'll automatically try and go back because look at her. She's just, if we did TV, forget about it. She'd be, I'd
You're
make
on
her talk all
TV
the
now.
time.
Hello.
I
Cameras
know,
on for a
but we're
reason.
not usually on TV. So, TV is not a natural medium for us. So,
What direction do you want your show to go in?
Belize. I'm going to Belize.
He's
I'm
physically
moving,
going
literally.
to Belize.
As opposed
literally.
to me, who's going to go to Negril, Jamaica, where I could just live naked for the rest of my
I
life.
am leaving
I don't know
and
why
I'm
you
going to
don't.
Belize for real. I'm moving there.
Why? When are you going?
Well, I'm going on the 17th of this month for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then hopefully going to be leaving in June. And
And what goes on with your radio show?
Well,
I guess
I'll
you
do
need
it
another
from
host,
Uvu.
co-host.
No.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to be able to do the show from remote. Technology is amazing these days.
Oh, that's true because
I could do
there's
anything.
no cameras, so you can.
I
I'm the
can too,
hothead.
but I don't usually brag about it like you do.
Yes,
So go
but-
ahead.
No, we're going to do remote. I will be calling in every Wednesday after I leave for the show for at least 20 minutes. And if we hook up Uvo, I'll be on for the whole show.
So who's going to be on your normal co-host if you don't speak all that much?
Ah, good question.
Very good question, sir.
Well, we have a friend of ours, Ed the Hat. He's come on a couple of times when we haven't had a guest, and he's been our guest.
I think
He's-
I met Ed.
He's
the
kind of
Hat.
like
Yes.
the third
Ed the
host.
Hat.
Yeah, he's a drummer.
Excellent.
So I know him from the jams too.
Wow, Ed the Hat.
Yeah.
He is excellent.
Because he's Ed the Hat.
Oh, not only that, he's just a good human being also.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good guy.
So you're going to sing a song for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that now? Because I want to be able to talk about your singing.
Okay.
So
cool.
just undo your lav. I love telling girls to take things off like that.
Oh.
Take off your lav, dear.
Strip
And,
the lav.
And go over to your
And go
to your
around the
musical
camera.
area. And while we're waiting for her to go over to the musical area, so do you also sing the same type of music as she does?
I do not.
What
But
do you
we
do?
do a duet together.
Nice.
Yes, we do some great stuff together. And I do all classic rock and roll, but I am more upbeat. I'm a kind of,
This is why I love Demi Lovato, but go ahead.
but I do a lot of Jethro Tull and
I remember
Led
Jethro
Zeppelin,
Tull.
and
Zeppelin.
Skinner and Tucker, and I do more party
Skinner.
music. I don't do like your normal solo artist stuff.
But you're not a normal guy to begin with.
That is quite correct.
I was thinking that you were going to try to make me look sane tonight. We're still really running.
No,
back
no.
on
Well,
that.
I cannot
What-
use bad language.
Are you a musician full time? Do you have other?
That's
things
what
that
I
you-
do now. I am a musician full time, and I'm kind of retired.
Going to Belize.
I'm moving to Belize.
And you're not taking us.
You could come.
I don't believe you.
You could come.
You believe him? I don't believe him.
I have an awesome boat in Tortola. I have a gorgeous catamaran.
Well, I'll tell you what. As soon as they tell to go, we're going to be swinging the cameras over to her, and Lisa Polisi will be singing a song. That's a Whitney Houston song, right? About 1 minute, Tom Mealy's telling me? Okay, good.
And no one.
Now? Let's go for it now. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, feast your eyes on that beautiful girl I love to hug all the time, but listen to her voice, and she's going to be doing a Whitney music song. Take it, Tommy.
If I should stay, I would only be your way. So I go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. My darling, you bittersweet memories. That is all I'll take with me. So goodbye, please don't run. We both know I'm not what you need. And treat you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, I don't
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I'm like in awe.
I'm in awe.
Where does the voice come from? You're
not
so
only
little.
that.
I'm just like amazed. And by the way, thank you. I knew you'd always love me.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Where did you get that voice? Which was Michelle's question.
Right.
I think from my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
They have big voices. I mean, even when they speak. That I didn't inherit. My speaking voice is very low.
So it's so shocking when you get there behind
Yeah.
the microphone and your voice is so powerful.
It is.
It's
It is.
quite remarkable.
It is remarkable. The perfect word, because she's like schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic.
When she hits the stage, it's like, it's like Jekyll and Hyde.
Right.
Because it's just.
I'd hide from
it
you
is-
too if I
no,
looked
it
at you,
is
you know.
unbelievable difference. Like when you see her doing Led Zeppelin, and you see her doing these
Yeah, she does.
unbelievable
It might be a
theatrical songs, and then you talk to her like during the breaks, and it's like, oh, thank you so much.
I mean, there's a whole story behind it.
Tell us the story behind it.
When I was a kid, I was one of these kids that got picked on, and kids would be like, don't look at me, shut up. I get pushed around. So I got like this fear of talking.
Oh.
And at some point, they used to think I was mute, because I didn't speak at all.
Wow.
And I used to go to say hi, and nothing would come out. Like if my mom would introduce me to her friend, she'd be like, "Oh, this is my daughter. Say hi, Lisa." And nothing would come out. I was so afraid of talking.
Wow.
But then I started singing in my room, and my mom loved it. So she would like push me, sing here in the parking lot, sing here on an elevator or whatnot. And when I saw people enjoy that, I got confidence to sing. So it was the opposite. Like I'm afraid to talk, but I'm not afraid to sing.
Wow.
Well,
That's
thank
an
God.
incredible story.
Wow. Let me tell you.
That's an incredible story.
Well, how come you don't look as good as her?
Because I'm ugly.
Yeah. I mean, we balance each out. You
I'm a
balance
fat,
each other
ugly
out.
old man.
Wow.
She looks like she's 28. She's gonna be 40 years old.
No.
Get outta here.
I swear, she looks like she's 28 years old.
How old are you?
And now my age is out.
And I'm
You're gonna
sorry.
be almost 40?
I let the cat out of
Listen,
the
I'd
bag.
give my right
No.
arm to be almost 40, so,
I'd give more than that.
Yeah, well,
You look
I
like
think you
you're in your
should can
20s.
do
Oh my
that.
God.
I'm talking genital parts. But
Oh, that's my favorite parts in real life.
oh, Tom Mealy is in the house.
There he is.
There he is.
Now,
bro.
you know what? That's like really not fair because everybody, my good friend Tom Mealy is
Hi,
here.
Tom.
Hi.
And he's taking my place hugging her. Why? How did that
Because he
happen?
can.
What's the matter? Can't you fit?
You're too fat.
Tom's not.
Tell the truth. Do you like the cologne?
I do. It's not bad.
What do you think?
You smell like mint.
I smell- nice.
Because he has suck candy. You can't come on the set with suck candy.
I can do anything I want.
He owns the.
Studio.
I'm going to have to lean over this way a little bit more so I
Not
can hear
fair.
me.
Not fair. Not fair. It's my husband.
Where's your microphone?
Oh,
I put it back
Yeah.
on.
Oh, it's right there. Oh, I
Yeah.
can see
Yeah,
it.
so you could talk.
you have to
Yeah.
lean into it. So,
Yeah, but
Tom,
you
what's
got-
going on with the?
You got it in the wrong
with,
place
um,
here.
Oh, he put it on.
Mousetrap.
Yeah,
Mousetrap.
well, that figures. That's why it's screwed up.
There you go.
What happened? I did
Hold
it
on.
wrong.
Yes, you did.
Of course I did.
All right, so we'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
What's happening with the Mousetrap?
Tell us.
Well,
Tell us. Long Island Review is going to be shot there now, and you're going to have
Yeah.
an audience and a lot of great acts. That
We actually started. We broke ground
nice.
tomorrow,
Really?
and we have the contractors going in there. Why are you whittling closer to me?
Wait a minute. How do you? We actually broke ground tomorrow.
We're actually,
It's like I
It was a
boarded the
pa-
plane
it was a
tomorrow.
past-
give me this shit. All right.
You
I
spoke
boarded
in
my
past
plane
tense
tomorrow.
about something that didn't happen
We're
yet.
breaking ground tomorrow. The
Right.
contractors are going to start tomorrow.
Nice.
And originally we were supposed to open up
February.
February
Right, 14th. I think.
14th,
Yeah.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
And
He's very funny looking to sit and look at. I can understand.
without a doubt.
I'm like Harpo.
You know what?
Like Harpo.
A mixture between Harpo, Jerry Garcia,
Uh-huh.
and
Lewis White.
maybe a little Jabba in there.
Maybe.
You think? You think a little Jabba?
The decaf version.
But anyway, what Jerry, to answer your question, what we're going to do, and I hope that Elisa comes and sings there because that would be great.
I would love to.
And what?
He's got a twitch, Tom. And this is something.
Tourette's.
But we're hoping for the first part of March. But anyway, get on. We have a new. Are you done?
Yeah.
Get down. We have a new Facebook page.
Oh, yes, I saw
Which is the Mousetrap Cafe.
I liked it.
So get onto it, like it, and we'll
I'm
be
already on it. You
posting-
invited me.
We'll be posting a lot of events that are coming up there, and I hope that one of the biggest things, Jerry, is that you'll do a half-hour show live from the trap.
Absolutely.
And we're going to set up a whole area for it, and we can actually do the live interviews with all the commotion going on in the background.
We're going to have a lot of fun. This
That
is going to be
sounds
like
great.
a new type of entertainment. I was looking at the show we did last week, which is actually part of The View and Filmmakers. It's actually going to go on 20 as the View first.
Right.
And Tommy Marr and you were both talking about it, and there really is no place like this on Long Island.
No.
Doesn't exist.
And this is going to be it's going to be like a giant community of family.
There's a lot of wine bars that are popping up, and it seems wine is becoming a very popular thing now. Everybody wants to try it, wants it for whatever reason, new the fad. But yes, the Mousetrap Cafe will be from what I understand, I did some research. And the minute I said this, Vicky said to me, "How do you know that?" Because tell him
That Vicky
because
boy.
I know that
Research,
basic,
marketing research, man.
the size of
spell
this
that?
cafe is 5,200 square
That's
feet.
big. That's
it's
big.
beyond your imagination. It's 3 times the studio here.
3 times the
Or
studio.
pretty close to it. It is the largest wine and cheese bar in New York State.
Wow.
And it'll be in Amityville.
And all fresh. This is not something out of a supermarket or a Costco.
No, the meats and the breads. The breads we're getting from a specific bakery
Nice.
in Farmingdale.
Nice.
And he's going to be baking for us personally. So all the breads will be fresh daily. All the meats that are coming in are, they're not imported where you go to like Restaurant Depot and, all of the, they're all fresh
Right.
meat.
It's all fresh.
Everything is so fresh. The wines will be anywhere from $20 a bottle to $400 a bottle.
Those are
So,
good.
people like, me and you, we want a nice $20 bottle of wine. It's there. People like Nick, if he wants the $400 bottle
Nick
of
can
wine.
afford
It's
$400
all fresh.
bottles of wine.
With his
Well, he
yacht
says
and
he's got a
billets
boat.
and
He's
all
moving
of this
to-
stuff. But the quality of wines will be there. The service will be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to
And
be a
then,
lot
of
of
course,
fun.
the entertainment, which is something they don't have. Most wine bars don't have the kind of entertainment we're going to bring in.
This is going to be like amazing Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoons.
Right.
And then during the week, you'll be open with specials or whatever you guys deem
have
you're going to be
psychic
doing.
night.
Psychic night.
We have comedy.
Oh.
We have some poets, and also we have. We're going to be doing CD signings.
Nice.
We
That's
have
great.
also the last remaining member of. I can't remember the name of the group, but we just went and saw it recently. Vicky would know. He actually has his own wine bottle.
Oh, I know.
What was the name
Vicky,
of the
who is
group?
that, Vicky?
Foghat.
Foghat. Thank you, Vicky.
We're going to have him down there doing it. We have a whole area, which is a VIP area. It's all roped off. And we're going to be bringing in people like that, people that have CDs for CD signings.
This is going to be like an entertainment place. I would say he's weirder than me, but really I'm weirder than him.
I don't know. There's a thin line there. I don't know which side I'm going on. But,
We make the world go round, Jerry.
I got to tell you, we did a show with him
Yeah.
last week, and I must have listened to this show 6 times
Wow.
since last week. In fact, it was so good, and it was so down to earth that I actually played it the other day in my office as I was working, and I sat back, and tears were coming out of my eyes. One thing I got to say about Nick, when he gets going and
Yeah.
rolling, it's like a locomotive. You can't stop him.
I like that
And
about
poor
you.
Lisa is right behind him, and every once in a while he'll stop. I love her. And right,
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. I'm supposed to be her normal hugger every time I see
Well,
her.
I
You're
get
stealing my spot, and now he loves her.
And she's my caboose.
Don't talk about her like that.
But no, he does. Even
I'm
we
so
just-
confused.
We just did a show now with this new guy Alex. It's called Something After Dark. Do you remember the name of it?
Yes.
What?
It's something after dark.
Is that the name of it? And, you know, we were lucky enough to have Nick come on and talk sports, which I never thought in a million years that he would know anything about sports. I was pleasantly surprised. But as he got on, I mean, the first words out of his mouth we can't use on your show
No.
was typical Nick. So you really got to listen to him. He's he and Lisa have a great show every Wednesday.
They do. It's a
starting
great
at,
show.
4
We have
o'clock.
a lot of
They haven't invited me on yet.
4 to 5:30 Wednesday.
4 to 5:30 on Wednesday. That's right, because usually you get a call around 3:30.
Yes.
That's true. It has to be 4 o'clock. I must have shown him this thing 1,000 times. Jerry.
I did
All right,
it,
but
though.
at 3:30, that's like an alarm clock for me.
That's like 3:30.
On Wednesdays.
Well, you know, normally I would have been here with Legal Straight Talk, and I would have been able to jump on the show. But since you have, I guess, what's his name now? This new personality,
Alex.
Alex, and he's going to be doing what kind of a show?
He's very much into sports. Does he know his stuff?
Yeah, he does. He knows his shit.
You know, I mean, we used to have a sports show here called Sports Asylum.
That's right. I remember that.
Right.
And I wasn't too impressed.
I
But
remember.
with this guy here, he really seems to know.
He knows his stuff, but he's going to have people in the studio with him, because if he's going to talk for an hour by himself, it's very hard. It's very hard to do a show by yourself.
Sure.
It's even hard for me and Lisa to do a show by ourselves.
And you should see what I do by myself.
I'm not even going to go there. But, you know, you need a guest. You need somebody to bounce off
I'm
of.
thinking it's
You
a
know?
great idea.
And somebody who knows that element, because you
Sure.
know, let's true. You know,
really
you know
care.
what I would like to see? I would like to see a female.
I would like to see a female
Bouncing
too.
off of him,
Let's go with
as
that.
far
I'd
as
like to
sports.
watch a female bounce off him too.
My wife would not like to see
this
that.
This is a cable television
This
show.
is true. Wait, I didn't know you were married.
Me?
What's that
Yeah.
have to do with
Why
it?
do you think he
course I'm
wears a
married.
wedding ring?
I don't know enough about you.
Number 3.
By the way, his wife made my earrings.
That's
Yes.
nice.
She's a white
Oh, you're
Heather.
so sweet.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Isn't she a good
Yes.
girl? She's always
Well,
been
I
the
think
wife.
everybody.
Who, my wife?
Yeah.
She works. Someone has to support our lifestyle.
What do
I
you
don't
do?
get paid to do this.
By the way, speaking of you getting paid,
all
you
red,
were,
look at him.
You're playing at the Lions Den in West Islip.
Last Wednesday, I'm playing at Lily Flanagan's this
Nice.
Saturday.
Nice.
The big
In
club or
Iceland.
the small one?
Lily Flanagan's in Iceland, the nice
Isn't there a
size.
Flanagan's?
Somewhere.
They're all nice
No,
size.
no. What's the big one where Brett Michaels sings? You're not singing there.
Oh,
Really?
I don't know.
You
I never
see?
go to Long Island
Babies.
clubs. I'm more of a city club
That's
guy
in
still.
Westbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you last
No,
go
no.
to a city club?
Okay.
That's the last time I was to Long Island one.
No, I'm
I
a
can
small
understand
time.
that. Yeah. All right. So,
All right, but we got to wrap this show up, sadly, because it was really a good show. But you know what? Everybody, the Mousetrap Cafe, and cafe restaurant, right? Tom's
Cafe Wine and Cheese.
Cafe Wine, Mousetrap Cafe Wine and Cheese.
No,
You'll-
Mousetrap Wine and Cheese Cafe.
Mousetrap Wine and Cheese Cafe.
You got it.
got it.
203.
And 203.
Broadway.
203 Broadway.
Amityville.
Amityville.
Right in the middle.
Nothing like cue cards, guys.
Right where you split.
Right where you split.
Right
and then,
here, the fork?
Yeah.
look at that.
What the fork?
You know what? I need to do more shows with this guy. I may need it.
I didn't say anything
you
bad.
you know what?
Say that
On one hand,
I didn't say, I said, what the fork?
on one hand, listen, spoon you, babe. On one hand, it's 5 fingers. That's all. Anyway, listen. Thank you guys for watching the Filmmakers Show. Tom Mealy, who happens to be right here. Vicky Mealy, thank you both. Tommy Marr, iconic singer, not like you. And
Oh, he's gonna love that.
oh wait, Tommy, I didn't mean it that way.
Tommy, he's
And
gonna
Janine.
That's going to get cut.
That's gonna get.
There's a lot
Thank
of
you
stuff
guys.
that's
Thank you
getting
guys for all being here
Thank
watching
you.
our show tonight. And next week, Deborah Markowitz, Nassau County, not county. Nassau County Film.
Did he? That's all, folks.
You watch next week. You're gonna love the show. Anyway, we got some great new stuff happening here at Madhouse TV for 2016. And besides
my
that,
goodness.
even Tom Mealy's laughing. So I guess let's just sign off. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you so very
Hey,
much.
let's hear the turkey.
They're all crazy.
Yeah.